Okay, welcome back to the channel. Let's run it back to 1990, 1991 with Bo Jackson's Nike Trainer SC. Originally released in 1990, 1991, the Bo Jackson Trainer SC in my hand was the first shoe in the trainer line that actually Bo Jackson was the name to this shoe. So technically this would be the first Bo Jackson sneaker that was made specifically for Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was the face of the Nike trainer line that was introduced in 1988-89. His face was put on most of the shoes, including the Trainer 1, Nike Trainer SC2, the Trainer 3, but didn't specifically have his name to the shoe. And this was the first model that was considered the Bo Jackson. Those early models like the Air Trainer 1, Air Trainer SC2, and the Air Trainer 3 were also endorsed by other athletes, such as the Air Trainer 1 being endorsed by Andre Agassi and John McEnroe, as this shoe could be used as training for tennis or basketball or whatever. These shoes in the early training line was for all sports, and Bo Jackson later on was perfect athlete to endorse the trainer line, as in the shoe was meant for all sports, and what other athlete can do all sports but Bo Jackson. When the Nike Air Trainer SC was introduced in 1990, Weed & Kennedy, the marketing company that usually produces most of the Nike commercials in the early 90s, came up with the concept for the Bo Knows campaign, which the Bo Knows means is that Bo knows every sport and can play anything. So the commercial came out and it showed Bo Jackson doing all sports, playing everything you can possibly imagine. That's how they introduced this shoe as an all-sport shoe that you could use for any sport. So if you were like me and you grew up in the 90s, everyone wanted the Air Jordans, but they were too expensive back then. And for my mom and my parents, those are shoes that were out of the question. So a lot of the time, instead of getting the Air Jordans, I would receive the Air Trainer or the Air Tech Challenge line. Hence, they were probably about 50% cheaper than the Air Jordan at the time. The Trainer SC was one of the first models that I had as a kid. Not technically in this colorway, in a different colorway. It was one of the earlier models that I had as a kid. This and the Trainer TW and the Tech Challenge 2. As you probably know already, this shoe was designed by Tinker Hatfield, who designed most of the shoes for Nike in the early 90s that we all adore. This colorway was the first one that was introduced and was played off as Bo Jackson. I think they get a little shout out to his old university college, the University of Auburn. But in 1990-91, this shoe was probably made in 100 different colors. And we only get this color retroed every, 3 or 4 years. But they keep bringing this color back when there is an abundance of colors in the Nike archive that they could produce. Some of these ones I've been wanting Nike to bring back for years. We have gotten a pretty good colorway combination over the years, such as the maroons, but I would like these come back more in the original style, where the mesh here is not this hard plastic, but it had kind of a coating of, kind of like a plastic wrap coating. I think that would add to the character of the shoe, but I wouldn't mind this colorway coming back, but maybe give me a little bit better quality of leather, a little thicker tongue. Most of the time, these shoes I don't really have a complaint for, because the shape of the Air Trainer SC is pretty good. Over the years, there have been abundance of retros made of the Air Trainer SC. When they re-release it, there's a lot of different colorways and different ways they try to make the shoe look. But for me, I think the best way that this shoe works is do it in this color blocking. So whatever this color blocking is, see where the orange is? Maybe change that to red or turquoise or blue. So this all blue, this blue, this blue. change all the accents where these are colored here to different colors, I think that works better. But keep the splash guard gray, keep the white leather. There is a Raiders pair of Nike Trainer SCs that they brought back twice already, and the last one, they just screwed that one up big. They screwed it up, and it does not look good. It should be a thick suede leather with a number 34 on the back, not the Nike logo, and it should have, like I said before, this little plastic wrap over the mesh on the sides, which makes the shoe perfect. But they brought it back, and they didn't put the 34 on the back, and they didn't put the suede on it. They just put leather, and it just doesn't look right. So Nike, if you're bringing back the Air Trainer SC, that would be one that I would like to see come back in the near future. Most people like the Air Trainer SC mid-tops, but my favorite model of the Air Trainer SC is the low top. I love the way that the cut and the splash guard here is different than the mids, and it adds to the character. And like I said before, that little plastic wrap is on this one. It kind of wraps the, if you could see it, it wraps the mesh underneath, and it kind of gives it a different, it gives it a different character. And I think they should do this instead of the plastic. Do this instead of the plastic that you see here, which is just a hard plastic. It just, that plastic wrap over top just adds to the character, in my opinion. So I hear in 2022 that the Air Trainer SC is coming back. There's not much that I want this shoe to be different. This model is the 2012, and the toe box is pretty good. As you see, it slants down. As long as the toe box is good, I have no complaints with the Trainer SC, because most of the time, the Trainer SC is built pretty good and brought back the way it should, because the shape on these is pretty good. But like I said before, I love the Auburn colorway, but quit giving it to me. Give me something new. Bring some of the old Trainer SCs from the archives back out, please. If you've seen some of the photos pop up the internet lately on the Air Trainer SC, most of the photos you're seeing is a grade school size. You're not seeing the men's size version. Hopefully we'll see a men's version picture soon. Hopefully they got that plastic wrap over the mesh, but I don't think they will. But I have a few pairs of the Auburns. This one's from 2012. This one's from 2009. As you can see, not much difference. They're still the Auburns. Maybe the color's a little brighter on this one, but other than that, there's not much difference. Most of the time I sell my older model to get the new model, but my 2012s are pretty good, and I like the shape of these ones. So maybe pass on the new release. We'll have to see it in hand. A few years ago, Nike threw up on Nike ID the Air Trainer SC, but it was unavailable to ship to Canada. And I did my own little rendition of a pair that I would like to see. And they could take my name off the back of this, but if they could do like a colorway in this colorway, because they did make this colorway originally back in 1990, 1991. And I wouldn't mind seeing a color like this. So if you enjoyed my video today, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Foresight23. And don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know what you think of my review on the Air Trainer SC.